Happy doing, everyone. This is Dr. from mediaboxentlab. Today, we're going to be building this supercomputer. This one is not for play video games. It will be perfect to play video games, but this is a production PC. We're going to be using this on 4K editing video and as well as streaming. So if you see here, like we have a video card, the RTX 270 Super. Maybe you say, so why did we didn't get the 80? Well, there was a price thing. It was so much different, and I think that will do it. So we have the Gato for 4K Pro. I think it's a cool video card. We're gonna have a 4 drive, the EVO 970, and we're gonna be stripping mode 0. And you see there the Hyper M2 card right there from Asus. That will be real nice, because that way I can use that special for my dumping the videos and record and write when a video is being produced. Now, for the motherboard, I think I got a great motherboard here. I have the Prime, the X299 Deluxe 2, that's for Intel chips. Then the Pro, and for memory, it's going to have a 64 gigabytes. So we have the dominant Platinum, the RGB, DDR4. The speed, I think it was a 375. I do not exactly remember the speed, but I got the fastest was possible to get. So it took me a while to decide on the chip. I always was a big guy from AMD, but I decided to switch to Intel, and it took me a while to decide what chip. So I decided to get the 18 core 32 thread. This one exactly is the 7980XE. This should be good for editing or to use for software that requires a lot of multitasking. We have the cooling system, and the Game Max is my power supply, 850 watt. It's a little overkill, didn't have to, but you know, why not? So I think that's all the stuff. Oh, and the tower, by the way, because I run out of space here on my desk. So in the tower, that's pretty cool tower. I like it because actually it's not acrylic. This one has glass. I like that. So what we're gonna do now, right away, let's go and let's put the computer together. Thank you. That's what we're gonna be building the PC on. This one is the NZXT H510i. I like it because it's nice, clean, right? We don't need no CD-ROMs or anything in the front, right? Not anymore. And I like it because it looks real nice to manage all the cable. Let's take it, the cover in the side, and we can have a pick. Let's look around the back, and now turn over. And one thing I like here is no acrylic. It's glass. It's tempered glass, so it looks real nice. Let's take the cover, like I was saying there, this tempered glass looks like no scratch, right? Because if you have acrylic, the thing is gonna get the scratch. So it's nice and clean look. I only have the film that we're gonna be taking later on when it's all done. And now let's peek inside. You can see right there, easy to hide all your cables from the power supply or power up. And right there comes with all the items, and to plug the USB 3.1 that will be run the top, Type-C, and all the cables you need to manage right the power and everything else. It comes with a nice filter right on the bottom that will be for the power supply, and also we get 2 filters right there. So today we're gonna hook up the 850 Game Max power supply Gold Edition. This one has an LED. A little overkill. They didn't have to put 150 watts, but why not? And it has the LED right there. So we're gonna plug it in. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it over now. It goes the other way around. The only thing is the LEDs, you're not able to see it because it's right on the bottom. Why? Because the filter is underneath, so it sucks the cold air from the bottom and then it spills out in the back. We don't want it the other way around. Now, for cables, make sure you hook up all the cables first. See all the cables you need. In my case, I don't need much cable. I need two to power up 2 reels to power up my video card. I need 2 reels to power up my CPU. And also, I need 1 for the motherboard. Not much. It's only cables I will hook up here. So, I will say the first thing you need to do is see how many cables you need. Plug all the things you need. The rest of the stuff, put it back in the box. If you don't need it. In my case, because I'm using memory express for my hard drives, that need to, I don't have no SATA cables or power cables. I don't have to put none of those things. And because much easier to plug the cables now than when they are inside the tower, as you see there. And the LED light is around the knee because that's where the filter goes, right? And we just put the screws there, and then in that case we're done, right? And it looks real nice. And then we will manage the cable. In the end, you will see how nice everything looks after we manage everything else. And after that, we're going to put this into the side. And by the way, that's my motherboard, the Prime X299 Deluxe 2. So definitely the Prime, and it's a real good motherboard. So my next thing, we're going to install now the memory. This is a cross-dominated planning and RGB 32 gigabytes. We're going to put a total of 64. And this one is DDR4 3466, this speed, and 1.5 in 35 volts. So the 27700. And we're going to put this in each banks. So we're going to put a total of 4. So we'll be total of 64 gigabytes. Look real nice at night if you like RGB light. And I will always recommend to try to install all the things you need right into the motherboard before you put it inside the mini tower. That becomes a little much easy. Let me tell you, today computers don't have many cables. So you see in the end looks super clean because not many cars to install or anything else. So we have 4 there. So you have to look, make sure you look the manual so you can put in the right bank. And that's it. That's done. It looks nice, huh? Perfect. So my next thing now, we need to install the CPU. Now, so for the CPU, what we did, we went with the iCore i9-79A80XE. It took a while to decide this. So this one is 18-core, 32-thread, and I'm real happy for it. Why? Because the other day I was running Half-Life Alyx and virtual reality. Besides, I was using Wirecast Pro, Title Live all together, and barely use 16% of the CPU power. So that's real good. And to install the chip, if you did that before, it's pretty simple. There is only one way to install this. And these particular chips require water cooling. So do not try to use any fan, and it will pick up a lot of heat. So we're going to move now into the water cooling. What I did in this case, I installed the water cooler before I went into the tower. It kind of make it a little harder that way, and you can install that in the end. And if you want, in my case, we just put it right in the beginning because I was not sure, but it worked out good anyway. So for the water cooling, so we have the AVGA, and this is 280 millimeter, and all in one, and RGB light, not much, just the logo change colors. Yeah, make sure you close that as you see it there. We're going to pick up and see the items you need. Only we need the screws in this case, not much, because this one comes with if you have an AMD chips, right? So they give you different options. What I like about this water cooling system, and I like you to upgrade the water pump. If anything change, that is, it can be upgraded through firmware and through the software you have there. And that's the only thing for the screw comes there. It's like a special add-on to be able to hold it. And if you see there, just put it there and put the screws in the top, and it's done. But I would recommend if you do this, you can do that in the end. I will put that first, so the screws I put there, and then you do this part. But it's to work out anyway. And once again, this one is a 280 millimeter, and they fit perfect in the case. So make sure always look into, make sure the case you're going to buy, it will be able to fit your water cooling system. Very important. All right, so we tap the screws real good. All right, and just go each side a little bit, not just only one side. And when it's all done, we tie that, and it should be all done. Everything is tied good. Get a good view right there. I like this motherboard. It's been working good since I set up everything. And the rest of the stuff. All right, for the drive, we have the 970 EVO. If you like something faster than this, another good drive, the 970 EVO Pro. But in my case, this one's working real good since I installed it. They are nice. It's small. This is a memory express, right? No SATA drive or cables or anything. So we need to move the little 2 screws, and that's like a dissipation for the heat. We take that and we plug in. So that will be for my C drive and 1 terabyte. It's pretty simple to install. You have to make sure you put these special screws before try to put the memory, because it got different styles. So it looks perfect right there. And make sure you have to look on the bottom. And we put 2 screws, and then we put the cover back again. And that will be my C drive, my installation and software. And then we're going to install the second one. That will be for my D drive, another 1 terabyte drive. Now this motherboard allows you to put up to 3 memory express, 2 on the side, and I will show you in a little bit. My next one is actually next to the memory. And now I'm going to install my other card. That will be for my D drive, another terabyte. The same type of SSD card. And then we put everything back again. If you see not much cables, that's what I like use this type of SSD drive, no SATA cables or anything. And by the way, right there, you will install one vertical. Comes with the add-ons and everything. Special bracket to install it. So now it's time to manage the cable a little bit. I will show in the end. Everything looks real nice when we did finish. Trying to manage my power supply cables in the motherboard. So now we install the motherboard. I will put all the screws in the end. I want to make sure everything looks nice. If you see, kind of weird that the water cooling already installed the CPU, but I was not sure what's going to happen. In this case, if you're going to use this tower, you need to remove the fans, and it's like a sandwich. It's kind of weird, but that's the way it works. There's no way to install it without removing the fans. So we're going to remove all the four screws in each of the fan, and then it's going to be a sandwich mode. You see that little plate there? You're going to take that plate out. So remove out of there, and we're going to see that's the way it works. As you see there, we do a fitting test right now. So the fans will go inside the case, so inside we'll cover it up. So if you see, it's like a sandwich. So now we're going to install back again the fans, and it will be between the fans, that plate, and the radiator. Now, orientation, I guess whatever you think is the best to orientate the fans, or the way you're going to match the cables. I think that they will decide to do it this way and manage the cables from the bottom, pull the screws back. There are other kind of towers that maybe allow you to do it without and remove the fans, but in this case, for this one, you have to do that. So I'm going to manage that there. But in the end, it looks real good, nice and clean, and it should fit perfect now. Try to manage all the cables in. And everything looks good there. So let's put it one together right now. And as you see, that's it, perfect. And then you see the 2 screws there, which is called the 2 screws right there. Yeah, it's tied down. Yeah, that's lovely. Now, the other side is the filters, by the way. The other side of the tower is the filter from the bottom of the tower and in the side. And now, yes, we're going to tie the motherboard because everything is fine. If you see not much, then we're going to put the video card, capture card, and should be almost all done. All right, so now it's time to block all the connections for the motherboard. By the way, the Asus motherboard, the lab comes with all the parts and all the things you need for the quick installation. Right, we had to put the power switch. We need to put the USB 3.1 Type-C from the one in the top of the case if you install that, headphones and all those things. But it's pretty simple. We got all the instructions, and I like it. It's fast and easy to install everything. Make sure we got all that right. All right. So if you see all the cables are done and it looks real nice, my next thing is video card. So for the video card, I decided to use the EVGA, and this one's the RTX 2070 Super. Real nice, 8 GB video card, and it's like a what? It's like a 1400 megahertz, and then worked real good. I'm super happy. Dual fan. I don't think I have some with the triple fan as well too, but this one was perfect. And one of the things I like about this one is the output. Why I decided to use this? Because the output I have. So we have one display port, one regular HDMI port, another display port, Type C output, and another display. So we have a 3 display port, one HDMI output, and one C. Remember, if you have 4 displays, you can actually display to the 4, right? And have an extend or have a different type of screens, or you can do it. And that's it, technically what I do in my case. I do have 4 screens, so I put 3, so two in a display port, one through the HDMI and another one and through the C. And each screen will display something different. So that's a nice thing about that. So let's remove all the things out. Real nice. I'm super happy with this video card. All right, it's time to install it now. I did remove the brackets from there. So yeah, we need to remove the 2 brackets. All right, so we have the 2 brackets out, and this. Then we put the screws in the back, and all finito. Then we need to put the power. Power requires 2 rails to power up this from the power supply. If you install only one, it will not work. So that looks good, perfect. It's not going to go anywhere. And then we have to get the power from the power supply. They already put those cables there, and remember there was 2. And the power supply is pretty marked, and it will show you where you need to plug in. All right, so time to plug the power for these video cards. Each one has I think it's a 6 connection. The other one is 4, so you need to split it there. So we need to split that, and we use only one part. It's 4 and normally 6, so we saw that, and it's done. Then we can manage all the cable. It looks real nice. All right, so we put some zip ties there to look everything look real nice. That's it, done. So my next device is the capture card. Now this one is the Gato. This one is a Gato 4K 60 frames per second. So it will do 30 frames or 60 frames or 24, but it can do 4K up to 60 frames. This one, the Gato Pro. This is the new version. The previous version was twice as bigger, or maybe 3 times as big. So this one is a tiny version. What I like about this, you have an input and output, so it means you can, let's say, input your, let's say your PS4, right? And then you can output this to another second monitor. So you can capture in your computer, but maybe you want to see this in real time in another screen, so you can input, right? Output from your PlayStation, go down, and then come out once again, and you have another display just to see real time the gaming or whatever you capture. Super happy, no problems at all. Comes with the software and everything, and it's been detected with my Wirecast Pro with no problems at all. And when you install the driver, it will do simple and easy. Now, my next thing is I want to make sure I can and edit my videos real fast in 4K. So we're going to be installing the Asus Hyper M2 X16 PCIe, and that's an expansion card for the memory express. So technically, when I started, I put 2, but this one is for 4. So if you're gonna use only 2, then you buy for the 2. Not worth it. But in case I'm gonna put 4, so I'm gonna put 4 memory express or total, or 4 terabytes. All right, and this one will work in a strapping mode, or RAID 0, means all the cards will become 1, and the benefit of this is you speed it a lot. It will be, the reading and writing will be much faster. The only problem is if something goes wrong to one of the drive, you lose all your data, right? That's the only backdrop about this. If anything goes wrong to one of the memory cards, and if you have files that you need, one is damaged, the whole thing is damaged. You will have to then replace that drive, put a new drive, but all your data will be gone. And it's simple enough. You just click that. Again, you have to use the screw. Comes with the small fan. The small fan, I do not turn it on. It's kind of noisy. I don't think the required doesn't heat up much. But we installed 2. And the next section, what we're going to do now, I'll show you after we did this. I'm going to add 2 more, in total of 4. All right, so finally we got the extra 2 we're missing. So now we're going to have the 4 memory express, 4 drives, total of 4 terabyte in strapping mode. Also make sure you put in the right, it has a little add-on you got to put first. Then you put the memory express. And then you hit the little screw, and that's it. So with the 4. So now the system will have a total of 4 terabyte in strapping mode. So array 0. And once again, I was saying, right, if one of the drives gets damaged, you will have to put a new drive, reformat the 4 drive, or redo the whole array and start from 0. But the benefits out of this is it's going to be much faster for writing and for reading. Put the 4 cards now, and make sure, yes, you remove the little green paper there. So we put it back, we close it, and as you see now, it looks nice. 4 terabyte. All right, so it's ready to install back in the computer and reformat now those cards again. We come back to my old setup. What I got to do now, if you see that, I'm going to be changing the position of the video card or the capture card and my Asus card, because it didn't make sense. So I think the biggest card, I'm going to put it right next to the video card. It makes more sense that way. And then next, I will put my capture card. It's just a preference. I think it looks better that way, right? But for system operation, it wouldn't make any difference. Just look all the way, maybe just to work something there. Put it there, and we'll be done. Right, and we finish, right? But now let's turn it on and see all the RGB lighting. Now, what is nice about this motherboard, you get a lot of information right on the motherboard, even with a hookup display. What I like, we can reset and turn it on right from the motherboard. I mean, how many times you had to put a jumper, right, just to start your motherboard if you didn't connect the switch. So without a switch, that's real nice. You just press button and automatically start, and you get the information right there. So if you have an error code, you can always look in the manual. We can see right there. First is the white LED, then the green LED, and then goes off. It means everything is fine. Depends on the color. It can be a memory problem, or it can be something else to show you with the code right there. So I think the code 81 is working perfect. So it's code 81 is already boot up. And then we have the other screen where it gives you more information, memory location. And also right now it's going to show me now when everything works fine. We see the CPU temperature. And it's about 39 and 40 Celsius. So over there you always get the temperature. In the beginning, if it's a problem, we'll give you an address, so memory code. You can always look at the manual. But I like it. Plus you can reset and turn it on right from the motherboard. Plus when you test in the unit, right? That's what it's nice about. And we see there with the LED lights, real nice. You can change that with different, that's a metric style, rain they call it, but you can change it to all kind of different graphics when you install Windows. Before we go into the BIOS, I want to show you the final product with the case. By the way, you see there, right in the side, on the left side, that's the filter. All right, so we managed the cable real nice right there. And by the way, that card, if you want it right there, that's actually for the RGB light there. I don't need to install them, just leave it there. And the side, we can install a SATA drive. See right there, we can install a SATA drive, and we can install hard drive right on the bottom. Now, we see all the guys there. We see the Gato and my array cards. the video card, and it looks nice and clean. Back in the day, right, used to be all this cable. Now, once again, I'm not using any SATA drive, and that's why it looks much cleaner. Anyway, what we go to the other side, but I think that makes a benefit out of that. We see the pump right there, and I'm going to turn on in a second. By the way, when you turn the power supply on, so the sensor 5 volts, so it's going to be some little lights, but the computer is still off, or what they call in a standby. See, that's in a standby mode right now. You see that little logo coming on and off. You see some RGB lights. It goes prime, and then glass again, it goes off. And then when I turn it on, you will see now it's on. So it's going to check your memory locations. It's going to go over the whole boot up process. It's going to show those numbers I showed you right in the beginning before this video. And then the rain effects, you can always update it through a Windows application that you download from the site of the memory. And it's done. Real nice and clean computer that's been working perfect. On the next section, the ones that want to see a little bit the BIOS, we're gonna go into the BIOS information. And I think this one requires a video by itself. On a class, I didn't went through much detailing because I need this computer to be in production right away. So I will spend some time and look better on the configuration. But as a stock version means you just boot it up and leave it as a manufacturer BIOS. It works perfect. The only thing I did, I updated. But we can see right there, as a simple, we can see the fans running, we can see the pump, we can see the drive, the temperature, CPU, speed. Now, we can overclock from here, and they call it artificial intelligence overclock, and we see the normal. We can overclock. Now, there is a wizard we can run, and that's all the calculations for you to overclock. I tried that, and it said increase like 400% of my speed, but my Windows didn't become stable. And if you're gaming, or if you're streaming, right? If you're streaming a game and then your computer becomes unstable and your Windows 10 crashes, I think it's not good at that point. So, why would be good to have like 400 times the speed and you crash in the middle of a production or in a video? So, and because the CPU that I choose is so fast that right now at this point in reality, I don't need to overclock. Sure, if I overclock, it will be faster than what I'm doing right now, but it takes some time, some practice. You need to play around with the memory. So eventually I will look into it and I will create a video by yourself and go over all the detail, because it requires some studying, some reading, that you have all the configuration right. As you see, and I go into the advanced mode, so there's a lot of things we can change it. But once again, if you plug it in, it should be all fine. And not much to do. You can go over a few things. Maybe you want to turn it off and turn it on, as you see here. And that will be it. Now, oh, yes, one thing too. For the array system, and let's go into the array. There are three arrays we can do here. We can do one with the SATA. We can do one with the Memory Express. And then we can do one through the Intel. It's an advanced array system. But the only problem with that one, it requires a key. It requires an actually physical dongle. It requires a little key to plug it into motherboard to activate the advanced array system. They're technically supposed to be better than any other array, but personally I didn't try it because I have to get this special key to plug it into the motherboard to work, and this motherboard will take that key. I think I will move up in a second and let me show you that section I'm talking about. They call it the easy tuning wizard. What we can do, the overclocking, the automatic will calculate it for you. Didn't work for me in the beginning, so it needs some tweaks. So I have to see why. It can be memory, it can be anything. And the array, you have three ways. The CPU array, see, that's the one that requires the special key, a dongle, physical key that you need to plug it in. Then we got the PCH mode. And then we got the SATA mode. But right now, and my system is not detecting the rate. So I have to look into it. So what I'm doing, my array is actually virtual array. So my Windows 10, it creates the array system for me. And it works super fast and it's fine. So my guessing, if I'm able to turn on the hardware version, will be even faster rate. But again, it requires some time, and see why it's not getting detected right at this point. Only since one, it will not allow me, as you see here, it will not allow me to go next. And I do not want to use the one with the key. So I have to see what is the problem at this point right now. What will not see the other drive, or what do not allow me to select my 4 drive or 3 drive, whatever I have. But the virtual format, the virtual run on Windows 10, it's working perfect. My guessing is if I'm unwilling to run the hardware version array, it will be even much faster than what it is now.